It's your boy, Mr. Scorpio, bringing you another top 5. Today's top 5 is the best Nintendo 64 games ever. So please, sit back, relax, and enjoy a butterbeer from me. Woo! Coming in at top 5 is The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time is, of course, Link's adventure on to save the freaking princess that won't put out, aka Zelda. In this one, he travels around different realms, collecting stones, coins, or whatever the f that he collects. On his journeys, he goes into a church, pulls out a sword, and he's been asleep for, I don't know, ages, and he's this, old Zelda. I'm sorry, old Link. And Zelda still doesn't put out for him. Now, what gave this game on my top 5 is because when I got it for Christmas on the Nintendo GameCube, wow, that's how old I am. My uncle actually played it because he saw that I didn't like the game. I mean, of course, I played a little bit of Zelda, but I just got sick of it because I don't know what to do. He got into it. He played it. It got to the point where we went to Best Buy and got the book of how to play Zelda, the little helper's guide, to unlock keys and. So this is why The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time takes it at number 5. Coming in at number 4 is Mario Kart 64. All right, guys, you knew it was coming. Now, Mario Kart for me is a childhood memory. I would play the crap out of that, going vroom, 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 vroom. Here we go! Throwing blue shells at the first person. But what makes this actually a good game is because I actually played this game with my mom a lot, to the point where, after school, after I get done with my homework, she goes like, I bet I could kick your ass in Mario Kart. I was like, excuse me? Turn on TV, let's do this. Boom. Mario Kart 64 literally is number 4. It could be number 1, but I got a special surprise for you. But Mario Kart, I will tell you right now, my mom would whoop my ass, especially in the Rainbow racetrack in Mario Kart, where you have to drive for at least half an hour, 3 times. Mario Kart 64, number 4. Coming in at number 3 is GoldenEye 007. The 1997 GoldenEye 007 is, of course, the British assassin killer licensed to kill, James Bond. Now, of course, this is basically how Call of Duty started. I would play multiplayer out of it. I would actually find out that you would play as the golden gun dude, and I would piss off my friends going like, boom, one shot, you're dead. Saying, you always pick the golden gun. And then vice versa, they would pick the golden gun and shoot me, and I kind of like get it. You're an asshole if you use golden gun. Rick, have you ever used golden gun? What I did, however, hated the missions. They were really complicated, and at the time the graphics were horrible. But in all honesty, multiplayer for GoldenEye 007 is actually a pretty badass game. I would get a couple of blokes and we all go 4 against each other and go boop, boop, boop. So actually, Rick, I got the Nintendo 64. You want to go and want to fight me in GoldenEye? Alright, that's what I thought. Coming in at number 2 is Donkey Kong 64. Back in 1990 when Donkey Kong 64 came out, it was huge. Everybody wanted this game. I can remember Walmart, maybe even Target, had shelves of Donkey Kong 64, but the Nintendo 64 green version of Donkey Kong 64. I know I keep saying Donkey Kong 64, but that's how I'll try to say Donkey Kong, or DK for short. Now, of course, Rick and I went to Game On Expo here in Arizona, but we went to that expo, and they were not auctioning off, but drawing off one of the 64 DK games, but the whole console in green. Of course, you have to attend the panel, you have to listen to their bullshit, but it was a good panel. Aside from that, we were one step away from getting that console by one number from our ticket. Rick was the closest, and I was the semi-closest. Anyways, the point was that this was a revolutionary game. That's why it takes it at number 2 in my top 5. I can also remember that my mom wanted this game, DK, back a long time ago. And this was at the moment where, I don't know if you guys remember, you probably remember, Rick, you remember, you have to change the graphics card, the little red on top, and then put it in the middle of the 64. Oh God, that brings memories. I had to like, you had the tool to also do that. Anyways, the point was that you had to get that graphics card to play that game only. But when we went to go get that game, I only played it once, and I couldn't free Diddy Kong. I know, Mr. Scorpio, you suck at this game, I know. My mom, however, she played the crap out of that game to the point where if she did not know how to open Diddy Kong, we would go to Best Buy, look at the cheat book. I call it the cheat book. But she would read it instead of buying the book. Until later on, we bought the book. Why not? And we found out you have to shoot the coconuts. God, Rick, I can't believe I remember that back then. You know, we had to shoot coconut guns. Anyways, coconut guns. That's why Donkey Kong 64 takes it at number 2. Coming in at number 1 is, of course, Super Mario 64. Oh, this brings back a lot of memories. Super Mario 64 is bringing us our lovable character, our lovable Italian character, Mario. Gets a letter from Princess Peach saying she needs help. Goes into her castle out of a pipe. Like always, he's a plumber. And we have to save Princess Peach. This game, however, in 1996. Wow, Rick, that's how long has it been? Mario 64 was actually an old school game where it brought back a lot of memories. I remember after school, I would not even do my homework. I would actually play Mario 64, just finding stars. I did, however, hate it when you go into a level where you have to be in a desert and there's a vulture coming in and snatches your hat. And I would have to like punch the crap out of that vulture to get my hat back. So it reminds me of this coworker. His name is Victor, and he would always wear a hat, and it would always piss me off. And I like, get that hat off. That's how I feel. Or just for shit and giggles, just jack his hat and run away with it and see what happens. Super Mario for the 64 is number 1. Let's look up Twitter today. Spooky Sneaky, give the smelly nerd a kiss. Sure, why not? Hi guys. Check out my latest video right here in this link. New videos every week. Also, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and give them a thumbs up to all my videos. I'm gonna go back to doing me.